take two. Because the first take, I had my mic turned off and didn't know it. Alright, so I'm here not for another Apocalypse update announcement or anything. I've already told you about how Akashic is back and everything. I am wrapping up an audiobook that I'm reading for someone, and whenever that is finished, I'll announce it. It's a fun book. It's about cryptids, and that's about all I can tell you until the audiobook is available. Now, we're going to talk about my latest experience with the Amazon Advantage, just kind of one of my FYI posts, which, as you know, I don't get to do often. And people usually do a better job than me on other channels. So we're going to start with a little story. Amazon Advantage, if you don't know how it works, is if you are a publisher or a bookseller of some sort, you get approved for an account with them, and then the warehouses will project how many of your book is going to sell, and they will present a purchase order of, say, 100 books, which, by the way, I can't afford it when they order me 100 books. Fortunately, Ingram, which is my distributor, handles a lot of the stuff, so there's no shortage of my books, but if they order 100 books from me, I can't fulfill it because that's like a couple thousand that I don't have, okay? So they order 1, 2, 3 from me at a time, and that's good. So they ordered a book, to be precise, Kahena, Warrior Queen by Dov Silverman, that celebrated author that I'm so proud to know. I mean, he's such a lovely person. But anyway, and when you get the order, you have a delivery window. They give you this delivery window, and it can be 2 weeks, which I've had it be 2 weeks. It had better get there in 2 weeks. And the most recent order, they gave me until next month, right? So you've got like 2 weeks to get this book there in time. Which, that's enough time. I just ship it in the mail. I can do priority, which is what I normally use. I use priority mail, which is like a 2-3 day window. I might use media mail if the delivery window is long enough, because it depends on the cost. Because sometimes media mail is cheaper than priority. Sometimes it's more expensive, believe it or not. And so it depends on the window and the cost, because you're not in this to give away charity. You're trying to make a living. So you have to watch things like this. And judging by the tracking number in front of me for Kahena, I used USPS, the priority mail service, which means it should have gotten there in 2-3 days. Delivery window was the 18th. The 18th of May. On the 20th of May, USPS said, out for delivery, delivery attempted, no access to delivery location at 8:39 a.m. So I emailed Amazon, and I was like, hey, this is not my fault. You guys are going to charge me money for this, because they do. If your item doesn't arrive during their delivery window, they will give you what they call a chargeback, and you lose money. Like, they charge you for this. And it's a nice racket they've got going on there. So you basically give them a book for freaking free, is what it feels like. I haven't really looked into the whole aspect of the chargebacks yet, but the chargeback I saw, we sold one book that we had. We sold one book, and they charged me for that book and the shipping, so that I got zero for the book that sold because of their chargeback. So I'm pretty sure that it's a nice little racket. And, so I email Amazon. I'm like, you guys are going to charge me money for this. It's not even my fault, and this is wrong. It's this is on you. You guys should get with the carrier. This is your responsibility to allow the carriers to deliver. And charging me for it is not acceptable. 2, 3, 4 days later, well, I emailed them on the 20th. So today they got to me and they said, let me read it to you. Thank you for your patience while we were working on your issue. Please be informed to contact USPS carrier to check the status, as all the carriers are aware of the Amazon warehouse timings. Ting. Awaiting response. Ting. Thank you for selling with Amazon. Ting. Input, please. So, input, please is not in the email. So, I'm like, this is BS. This is utter BS. So, I looked it up, and I called the post office that was responsible for delivering the package, which wasn't easy. I tried calling their main number on their website, and that was BS. They were like, "You've got a 30-minute wait time," and I'm like, "What?" So I got lucky and found the phone number to the actual Kent, Washington post office, and I called up, and luckily called the right one the first time. That was luck. That was pure luck. And I spoke with a nice gentleman at 10:47 this morning. And he explained to me, and this is something that all Amazon Advantage people should know, and maybe it's in some documentation somewhere, but in all the times I've read documentation and looked at tutorials or whatever, this has not been covered. They only allow deliveries on Saturdays. Yep. So when a package arrives, and it's not a Saturday, or it's not going to be shipped out on that Saturday, so if it doesn't arrive on Friday to be delivered on Saturday, it gets scanned and marked as unavailable for delivery, and then sits in the post office until Saturday. And the guy was telling me how he sees all these expedited packages coming in to get the books to the warehouse on time, and then it's no use because they just arrive and they sit in the post office because of Amazon's policy. And he explained that Amazon's receiving trucks all of the time, and so therefore that is why they don't allow USPS delivery on Saturday. So in order to make sure you get things on time, you've got to have thousands of dollars to be able to ship 100 books, which currently I cannot do. It would be nice to see my company grow to where I could consider things like that, because you know what I would do? I would create jobs, and I would hire people, and yeah, but that's not happening. So I have to email Amazon back and tell them, "Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't really set this policy. So you guys will receive a truck all day long." But and you know what? In USPS office was explaining to me that they were allowed to pick up their packages, but they don't. You're just not allowed to deliver until Saturday. So even if you expedite your package to get there, if your cutoff is before that following Saturday, your book's going to be late. And you're going to be charged back. Possibly. I mean, it might be that they don't charge you back in this circumstance. But so far, I mean, they've been polite to me through my emails, but when it comes to things like this, I have not had a very good experience. And I've been reading all sorts of blog posts and articles by other people who dumped Amazon because of things like this. So be warned about their delivery policy that really should be upfront and outspoken. And so that's what I am doing today. Just an FYI post, guys. I might have another post later on the follow-up. Who knows? All right. Go.